Get set to play their home opener. Great to see you and be with you alongside my broadcast partner, former first-round pick and 7-year NFL vet, Adam Archuleta. My name is Ben Holden. John Striffin's with us as well. So Arch, Birmingham off to a 2-0 start. They've done it with a very good defense. Trent Richardson's been doing it in the backfield as well. Atlanta 0-2 looking for their first win today. How do you see it?
Well, it's two teams with opposite records, and when I go back and watch last week, it really comes down to the ability to finish. For the Iron, great drive to end the game, and for the Legends, despite a strong start, did not make the plays in the end to be able to win, and that is the difference. Yeah,
they had a 12-9 lead in that game against San Diego, could not hold on and sustain it, as you said. So let's talk about Birmingham. Tim Lewis made his mark in the NFL as a defensive coordinator. They're certainly doing it with the Alliance.
Yeah, front four is able to generate great pressure. 2 sacks in each of their first 2 games. And on the other side of the ball, Trent Richardson has established himself as the centerpiece, as the focal point, running hard, but also last week extremely good out of the backfield, put together a nice all-around performance.
He really did, and we shift our attention to Atlanta now. They've got 2 quarterbacks that played in the SEC, one of them not far from here at Georgia, and Aaron Murray, great quarterback in his college days, and Matt Sims at Tennessee in his college days. He's been the guy. What have you seen from him?
Big improvement from week 1 to week 2. Now, it's still an offense that is based on the short, conservative passing game. He did throw a very nice seam ball right here for their first touchdown of the season, but they need to be able to air it out and get more explosive plays in their offense.
There is the head coach of the Atlanta Legends, 17 years of experience in the National Football League for Kevin Coyle. Let's get down to the field with a third member of our broadcast team, John Striffen, who's standing by with Tim Lewis. He's also a first-year head coach. Striff.
Ben, thank you so much. Coach, you are just one of 2 undefeated teams left in the Alliance. What has been the biggest reason for your success early on?
I think the buy-in, the buy-in by the coaches, the buy-in by the players. They've all done a fantastic job of executing the system to perfection. I think that's the reason why it looks good this early.
All right, let's talk about the game today. Atlanta, they've got a tough defense, especially up front. They are huge. How do you create running lanes for Trent Richardson?
Well, they're huge and they're fast. They've got 2 outside guys that really get up the field, and we're going to try to take advantage of that by running some draw plays and trying to slow them down a little bit.
All right, good luck today, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, so you see a beautiful day here in Atlanta. 61 degrees. Nothing but sunshine here in the great state of Georgia. And the game ball will be placed by Michael Vick. Started his career here with the Falcons, was a star. He will set the ball down at the 25-yard line. Atlanta won the toss. They're going to take the football, so there's ball placement, as we say in the Alliance, Arch.
Good old think.
Yeah.
You know, not going out there to start the game and the kickoff alignment and getting ready to go is a little bit different, but I think all in all, outside of that part of it, I'm not sure if the kickoff has really been missed here in the Alliance, and so far I think it's been working out.
Well, you and I have been, what, week 3 now for us. We've talked, and we're both on the same page in terms of the going for 2 with no point afters.
Well, no question to me, that is my most favorite rule change, and I think the most beneficial one to the game. But here we go, starting on the 25-yard line. And, you know, there's one thing that you don't really get the big field position or the hidden yardage that you get from all the different returns, kickoff team and kickoff return. You have to start now at the 25-yard line. So that's a little bit of a change, but I think as the game goes on, the pace of the game, the way they get after it after a score, I think is a positive change.
So there's Matt Sims. Gets the start here today. Wadley will get the start. Get active today. So Akram Wadley had a really good week last week, catching the football at 82 yards from scrimmage in that game against San Diego, much of which was played in the rain. No issues with the weather here today at Georgia State Stadium. And we're set to go as Atlanta.
55's the mic! 55! Blue, way blue!
From the 25-yard line. Sims rolls and fires, and the catch made on the near side by Stanberry. And let's take a closer look, Arch, at Matt Sims. Jamar Summers made the tackle. The particulars on him, spent quite a few seasons in the NFL.
I think the one thing, and we already talked about how much there was an improvement, not just in Sims, but the entire offense for Atlanta from week 1 to week 2. Now, there was a lot of short passes, and I think as this game goes, they want to get some more explosion, and they want to be able to test the secondary here for the iron and get the ball downfield.
On the ground, Wadley. Product of Iowa. Over 2,800 yards and 28 touchdowns in his career. Tackle made by Elijah Campbell, getting the start here today.
I think when you look at the legends on offense, and even talking to Kevin Coyle, after the first week of the season, he greatly challenged both his offensive line and the running backs and encouraged them to step up their game. I think they have to do a much better job up front blocking for the run, and obviously that'll open things up for Sims and this Legends passing attack.
See what they do here on 1st and 10. Sims looking left and fires left, and that one nearly intercepted. That defense of Birmingham just giving up 4.5 points a game. Jack Tojo made the play.
Yeah, and he's going up against Jamar Summers, who has established himself as one of the top corners here for the Alliance. Has had a tremendous week 1 and week 2, and has only allowed 1 catch in his first 2 games of the season. Matt Sims might want to look to the other side of the field because Jamar Summers has been locked down this season.
In week 1, he was unbelievable, and we saw him in that shutout win at home against Memphis. Lawrence Pittman in the backfield. Instead, they give it off to Malachi Jones. Malachi Jones with a big gain over midfield. And Atlanta gets the first down. Redfield made the tackle. Gain of 15 there.
Well, another thing that Kevin Coyle talked about from his wide receivers was their need to be able to block outside. He has challenged that wide receiving core to get great blocks on the perimeter, and on that play, both wide receivers with key blocks for the big game.
Malachi Jones from Roswell, Georgia, played his college ball at Appalachian State. Had the first touchdown in Alliance history last week, a 19-yard pass. Tried on the right side here, the run by Pittman, who had some tough runs in the second half of their loss last week. Matthew Wells on the tackle. Yeah,
I would agree with that as they try and figure out who the lead dog is going to be. You know, the main featured back for this offense. I thought Lawrence Pittman, who had 9 carries for 42 yards last week, really had a nice feel for his blocks up front and did a good job in the running game.
Particulars on him on the season. 12 for 66. Pittman remains in the game.
On
2nd and 8. Sims swings it out. Catch made out there. Good move there to make a man miss. That's a first down. That's Pittman. Makes the move, put his foot in the ground. Arch gains 10. He was stopped by Jeremy Falk. And keeping an eye on these 2 players here today, Adam.
Yeah, Akron Wadley, who had 8 catches, 70 yards last week against a Birmingham defense that at times had a trouble with the running backs from from Salt Lake. And we already talked about Jamar Summers, how good he has been this season. Man-to-man coverage, an excellent technician at the line of scrimmage, has been able to shut down opposing passing games.
55's the mic.
Summers has been outstanding for them. 3 wide here for Sims. Instead, he puts it in the breadbasket there. Pittman. And Pittman did all he could to get back to the line of scrimmage. Good play breaking through there by Nick James to slow him up. 2nd down coming up.
Well, I have to imagine that for Matt Sims and the Legends offensively, it's got to feel good to have a home game and have a little sun shining on them.
Yes.
I know they're in the middle of shadow right now, but first 2 games played in rainy conditions. So here for the first time, perfect weather conditions, and this is a great drive to start out this game.
Here we go. Go, go, go.
Loss of 1 on the run by Pittman.
4 down.
Wadley splits out wide up top of your screen.
Rip. 380. 380.
Sims gets rid of it in a hurry. And the grab made. They're going to give him progress to the 29-yard line. James Quick will set up a 3rd down, Arch. Gain of 8.
Great quick decision from Sims. Blitz, the iron, blitz 5, and he spots the off coverage and knows that there's going to be a window right there to fire that slant. I think at times you watch Sims play and he has a slow delivery, but that time he saw the pre-snap read, he knew pressure was coming, man-on-man coverage first off, and throws a perfect strike for 33.
So yes, 3rd and 3. Sims is 4 of 5 for 41 so far. Puts it up again, quick release, quick throw, and they've got the first down to the 25-yard line. It's Keith Tobridge, the tight end, and it was Beniquez Brown making the stop.
Well, 2 things on the last 2 plays that really stand out for Sims is plays under pressure. Last week, he was only 2 for 7 for a 28% completion percentage under pressure. In the last 2 snaps, Tim Lewis decides to bring pressure. The ball is out, perfectly on target, and he's able to pick up the first down.
Good looking drive here so far for this Atlanta offense. There's Arch touchdown in the open. They've
55 the mic.
scored points early. They haven't scored a lot, but the whole key for them is 60 minutes. And their first flag of the day. Referee's Reggie Smith today.
Prior to the snap, delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, it's first down.
So that'll set him back to the 31-yard line. Kevin Coyle there. Your keys today, Arch. Tell us about those.
Well, for Birmingham, I think they played great defense, but look at that number, 151 yards rushing last week. And really, if there's one thing they haven't been good at is stopping the run. And for Atlanta, it's about 3rd downs. Birmingham is excellent on 3rd downs, and so far on this drive, they've been able to pick it up.
Here they go, back to the air. Wadley makes a man miss. Wadley into open space. Wadley picks up the first down. Akram Wadley showed some shake and bake. Jamar Summers stopped him. If you're a fan of Seinfeld, it's usually Watley, but I'll say Wadley.
Wadley. And this is what you've seen from Wadley if you watched him when he was at Iowa. It's the tremendous open field ability, the quick feet, and the smooth hips to make that little jump cut, avoid the first tackle, and then gets upfield. That's what he is. He is a specialty back. He is extremely well with the ball in his hands in open space, and that's the play that the Legends needed after a delay of game.
They're inside of the red zone. Here goes Wadley again, dragged down after a pickup of about 3 by Jeremy Falk. So in the red zone, 4 field goals and just the 1 touchdown. As Wadley will get a breather here, he is off to a great start. Pittman's going to replace him here with 2nd and 8 coming up.
This is really what it comes down to. We talked about the Legends and their need to finish. Last week, 1 of 3 in the red zone, and really have had a hard time here in the first 2 games when they've been in scoring position, being able to punch it in for 6 points.
See what they do here on 2nd and 8. 2 tight end set. Sims rolls, fires near side. Inside of the 5 they go. What a play, and the ball into the hands of Bug Howard. Beautiful play there, Arch.
Got to pay attention to your man. Right there, Matthew Wells, the inside linebacker, falls for the run, and he sees late the receiver come behind the line of scrimmage, and Sims again gets the ball out of his hands. The misdirection, the bootleg plays, you've got to really be keyed on into your assignments and not allow that easy access throw.
Pittman back in at running back. Sims, a great start. 7 for 8 for 69 yards.
54, 380,
tight end in front of Pittman as they try to power this thing in. And they're going to come up short on 1st and goal. But they get it down just inside of the 2-yard line here. And we've got an injured Atlanta player down as the training staffs run out to tend to John Kling, the product of the University of Buffalo. 2nd and goal upcoming here, and this is a really good looking drive here, Arch. 6.5 gone in the quarter, and Atlanta has marched right down the field.
Well, it's been absolutely perfect, and you've had great performances so far from Matt Sims, Wadley, and see right there on the right side of your screen, number 70 just gets rolled up from on behind. But going back to the start of this drive, I thought, Matt Sims has looked extremely crisp. He is well prepared for this game. He knows where he has to go with the football and is getting the ball out of his hands.
Hawaii, nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. Finally earned enough rewards points.
So jealous.
Yeah, I can't wait to get that shave ice.
What's shave ice?
It's like a Hawaiian snow cone.
Why not just say snow cone?
I don't know, they call it shave ice.
You fly to Hawaii for this.
I don't go there for the ice.
You saved up your reward points for ice. That's a lot of ice.
Okay.
Go Rewards credit card from Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the
324-pounder. Spent time in the NFL with Washington and Chicago. College ball at Buffalo. Their right tackle up front. Second and goal upcoming. Ball just shy of the 1-yard line here. And a very good looking drive here by the Atlanta Legends. Their head coach, Kevin Coyle, named their head coach on January 9th. Brad Childress originally hired to be the coach. And Kevin Coyle, like his counterpart today, Tim Lewis, a long time as a defensive guy in the National Football League. His first opportunity as a head coach. And there is Kevin Coyle out on the field to check on his right tackle, John Kling. Did not look good or sound good as we went to break there. Lengthy delay last week in San Antonio in that game with an injury similar to this. They had to cart the player off the field. And let's look back one more time here, Arch, to see exactly what happened to Kling.
Yeah, number 70 on the right side of your screen, and you can see Adeoye coming off the corner, and Kling just kind of falls back on Adeoye as he came around the edge.
Yeah, they told us last night in our meetings with Birmingham that Aaron Adeoye would see a lot more time this week. Big body, 6'6" and 260. As Kling moving some, so that's a good sign. And you hear the crowd that's turned out for the first home game in the history of the Atlanta Legends, supporting their team, and the entire team's going to make their way out onto the field as well to support their teammate who will go back and get checked out. Like we talked about last week, you know from your days, it's always tough when you see that. You got to come back and play, not just for the team with the injured player, but the other team too, right?
It is. It's so difficult, and there's so much emotion that goes into getting ready to play a game, and you have all the excitement of being out there on the field, and then once you see one of your teammates, one of your friends, go out like this, especially on a stretcher, and then almost immediately now you have to get ready to play again. It's tough to kind of put yourself there mentally. Big challenge.
Trey Moxley is going to go into the game. Moxley wearing number 60 to replace Kling, and we hope the best for him. There's a good look at Moxley. Always a good sign. You see from John Kling there, thumbs up. Second and goal once we resume on what's been a really, really good looking opening drive for the Atlanta Legends. We're going to have T.J. Barnes, one of their big linemen, in there as the fullback here in the set when they come out. So Atlanta opened up the season in week one on a Saturday night in Orlando. Last week, as we've touched on, out to San Diego, and they finally get a chance here to play at home at Georgia State Stadium. .14th play of the drive when we resume for Kevin Coyle's offense. 5 runs. Sims has thrown it 8 times and looked pretty good doing it. So they're being cautious with John Kling. Some trouble getting him on there. The air cast on the left leg. So they'll take him back, and do what they need to do to check on him and find out what he needs to do to get better. 2nd and goal when we resume. So Birmingham's defense faced with a 2nd and goal. Defense has given up 9 points, and Kling making his way out. Take him to the medical center and get your report as we move on in the broadcast. Hope for the best for him. Lawrence Pittman's in the backfield here, Arch.
And in my eyes, Ben, this is a really good opportunity for the Legends to go some play action. You got a big defensive end at fullback.
And Pittman tries it. And Beniquez Brown did a heck of a job going up to get him. Mike Spearman in there as well.
Well, it really is. Birmingham, both linebackers going downhill. You see Lawrence Pittman tries to get airborne, and you see once he got up from that, he knew that he made a mistake. Should have kept his head down, should have tried to use his power to get in the end zone, but I really thought that that was a good opportunity for the Legends offensively to go a little play action. You know, after a lengthy break like that, everybody may be expecting run, but they go with a run, and Birmingham was ready for it.
Denard Robinson running back. Instead, they throw a little quick screen there looking for Bug Howard, and it's incomplete. Jamar Summers did a great job on that play defensively, Arch.
Yeah, but total miscommunication. You can see Malachi Jones, he's going in motion, and then Sims tries to get the quick screen out to him. So that was a miscommunication. Jones was either not supposed to go in motion, or Sims didn't run the right play. But now you're sitting here at 4th and goal on the 1-yard line.
And they're going for it. Pittman's in the backfield. Pittman, they fake to him, rolling out. Sims fires, no! Looking for Bug Howard. And Elijah Campbell in coverage there, and they come up short. 5:36 to go, Arch. Birmingham's defense makes the stand.
Well, great drive to start the game from the Legends, but 4th and goal in the iron. Make the play 0-0.
This drive in our Skycam today is brought to you by Wheels Up. So Luis Perez in the offense on with Trent Richardson in there. Their first opportunity with the football here today after that huge stop by their defense. It just hit Campbell right in the back, the pass.
Set. 48. Blue 88.
Perez hands off. Richardson runs over one and gets him some breathing room there as Damian Swan made the stop. Here's a closer look at Luis Perez from Chula Vista. Was the Division II Player of the Year in 2017. And so far this season, Arch, that's 60.6, pretty good number.
Yeah, 4th in the Alliance with 436 yards passing. And the number one thing that shows up from last week is too many missed opportunities down the field. He's got to be able to read coverage, get the ball out of his hands more quickly, and find the guy downfield for the big play.
No touchdowns, as good as he's been, as Richardson breaks free, still on his feet. And Richardson's got the first down. to the 14-yard line. So the former Alabama star gives him some breathing room twice now here on this drive.
And when this league first started and we knew that Trent Richardson was going to be part of it, the question was, how good will Richardson be? Will he be in shape and ready to play? And I think if one thing is evident here in the first 2 weeks, and especially last week, he still has been that great tackle breaking ability. He has been able to run with power and run right through willing tacklers.
Fake it to him this time. Perez swings it out. Catch is made. Going to give him progress. Pickup of a couple. They find Tobias Palmer. Tyson Graham on the stop.
I think when we talked to the Birmingham coaches, they said that this is one of the best front sevens that they are going to play against in the Alliance. Certainly the best front seven that they played against in this game. And not only good at linebacker and defensive line, but they have a couple of safety. Ed Reynolds, one of them, Tyson Graham, the other. Two safeties that are extremely active, especially when they get close to the line of scrimmage.
Three wide receivers set here. Richardson in the backfield. Richardson, intended target, and no flag. Ball well wide of him. There is a flag. Stand corrected. Pressure applied by Khalil Bass. Here's our referee today, Reggie Smith.
It's a similar bend offense that we saw Birmingham employ in the first game of the season. A lot of bootleg passes, a lot of Perez getting outside the pocket. They felt like that was a more effective plan of attack and something that they wanted feature in this game, but so far the Legends all over it.
Yep, no flag. They picked it up. There's a throw and a catch that was dropped. Wesley Saunders could not hang on to it. Merritt on the coverage. Flags now, and things getting a little heated.
Well, I tell you what, Carlos Merritt, the nickel corner here for the Legends, all over it, and that was textbook. Spots the crosser coming from the other side of the field and puts what I like to call proper hat placement right on the receiver. Beautiful play.
Hat on the field right now as they discuss this. Laundry all over. Three flags in the neighborhood of the 29 and 30-yard line after all of that. So they'll sort this out. After it appeared Atlanta, depending on the penalty, made the stop on third down. Atlanta defense still pretty hot. Here's the call from our referee, Reggie Smith.
After the play, there were fouls by both teams. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, Birmingham, number 10. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, Birmingham, number 15. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, Atlanta, number 31. Those fouls will offset. It's fourth down.
So Quentin Patton, Quan Bray for Birmingham, and Ed Reynolds for Atlanta. Oh, flagged on that play arch.
Oh yeah, you can see it right there. Yep. That looks to be Tobias Palmer. He's the one that started it. And looks like they're gonna, it wasn't Ed Reynolds. Looked like they meant to say number 32, but can't do that.
So on to punt, Colton Schmidt, Irvin Phillips awaiting the return. Fair catch called for. And lets it bounce out of bounds in the neighborhood of the 40-yard line. With 3:18 remaining in the opening quarter, a 47-yard punt. Atlanta gets it back on offense when we come back. for the second time. And when we've got an opportunity, let's take a closer look at the Legends home stadium, brought to you by At Home, the home decor superstore, now Georgia State Stadium. Built in '96 for the Olympics, converted to Turner Field. The Braves played here from '97 until just a couple of years ago. Georgia State bought the stadium in 2017. Beautiful day here in Atlanta for football with Adam Archuleta, John Schriffen, all of our crew. My name is Ben Holden. After 14 plays, Atlanta goes back to work with Denard Robinson in the backfield.
Yeah, no, I think that's... 380! Finish that!
Sims. Good pick up there on first down. Jontavius Jones. Here's that fourth down play in the end zone.
It was a disaster, but Sims had a receiver open immediately, and he just didn't see him. Number 84, his tight end, Bug Howard, he is wide open, but he gets the ball to him extremely late. So it started as a perfect drive, methodically marching the ball down the field. A couple miscues. Remember the screen pass?
Yes.
And then that last play on fourth down, and the Legends come away with 0 points.
55's the mic! Liz!
Sims out of the gun, Robinson next to him.
Finish that!
Sims taking a shot, got a man out there, and Sims drops it right in there. Monte Crockett. Summers forced him out with a first down, Atlanta.
Love the release. Watch how he beats Summers, the release. Gives him to a jab to the inside. That creates the necessary space between Summers and the sideline. You see Summers knows it immediately. He gets beat off of the line in a perfectly placed ball from Matt Sims, but that was a beautiful route. Start to the route for Monte Crockett to beat one of the best corners in the Alliance.
Gain of 24. You know a thing about speed, Arch. This guy runs, he's been timed at a 4.25 40. Has Crockett. Denard Robinson. I wondered if they do this with Shoelace. Dangerous. There's a quarterback at Michigan, but he was a dual threat guy. The intended target was Stanberry, the tight end. Wells broke it up.
Well, nice job. We know about Denard Robinson's prolific career as a quarterback, but it really was the reaction from number 54, Matt Wells. He sees it immediately, and he sees that Robinson doesn't press the line of scrimmage. Robinson stays parallel, and that's what told Wells that this was going to be a pass. He adjusts his route, and he's able to break it up. Excellent heads-up defense by Wells in the iron.
See the yardage, 109 already.
55's the mic!
This will be play 20 of the game for Atlanta. Crockett, far side, now runs it into the middle. Instead, they go the other way, and coming up, but I'm going to say Bug Howard was down. Gain of 15 if it stands. Wells on the coverage took him down over there.
Really nice. Bug Howard working on the linebacker Wells again. And does he get touched? He just gets touched. You see Wells jump over him.
Yeah.
And the left calf touches his shoulder pad. Was his knee off the ground? Yep, so he is down. But again, I really like the design of this offense here today.
Looks good.
So far, the Legends are keeping the iron off balance.
So there was a late flag thrown for unsportsmanlike. So that'll put him inside of the 10 here.
And I'm surprised, and we maybe thought that the Legends were going to try and run the ball on the iron on defense because of the problems that they've had stopping the run. But so far, the passing game has really carried the day.
Here's Robinson. Denard Robinson inside of the 5. Going to spot him down at the 3-yard line inside of a minute to go now in this opening quarter. Tackle was made by Jeremy Falk, who's had a couple so far today.
The Denard Robinson, who was inactive last week, and we all know about what kind of a career he had at the University of Michigan. Over 6,200 yards and 91 total touchdowns. Really, I thought had some nice games and some nice season as a role player for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
As a Michigan State fan, I was glad to see him go. He gets it here, and not much doing there. In fact, to lose some yardage. Again, it's Jeremy Falk, who's played really well to start. Came in with 8 tackles and a sack this season, brings up 3rd and goal now. What do you do here, Arch? They've been down here for the 2nd time here on this drive now.
Yeah, they really have, and it's been in this part of the field where Birmingham defensively has just absolutely stuffed the running game. There is 0 room, so Sims is going to have to be precise if they choose to throw the ball down here.
Very good. We'll see what they do when we come back for the 2nd quarter and the first play of it. That's the end of the opening quarter. You're watching the Alliance of American Football on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Expectations are sky. Doing a lot of ways. Dynamite out deep. Whoa, it's going to slam. Woo. Leaving it all out there. Whoa, what a shot. That's great college basketball.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? Well, relax. The Carefree Dental Card is now available in your area. Call the number on your screen and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree Dental Card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. The Carefree Dental Card is just $15.95 a month. So call now and make going to the dentist carefree.
Call 800-996-3881 to receive your free Carefree Dental Card information kit.
Homeowners, don't waste another year worrying about high property taxes. Empire Tax Reductions has saved millions for New York homeowners for over 20 years. Property taxes are the least understood expense that homeowners have to pay. We'll save you money by challenging your assessment. We know the laws and the system. Tax appeals must be filed soon. Call Empire Tax Reductions or sign up online today at EmpireTaxReductions.com. Empire Tax Reductions, 516-746-4646.
Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? It may be too late to check when you're on the road. Fortunately, you're on the couch. Don't think you know. Know you know.
We asked Long Islanders, what does energy efficiency mean to you?
It means saving a few dollars on our energy bill every month.
PSEG Long Island now offers smart technologies that give you more control over the energy you use. Discover what our energy efficiency programs can mean for you.
But Atlanta deep inside of Birmingham territory. One of the exciting new features in the Alliance first season is the fresh new look team uniforms developed and provided between the Alliance and Starter. And Arch will take a look at the numbers from the opening 15 minutes. Grabs your eyes the most.
I think the number of plays, 22 plays to 5 plays, but no points for it. And the Legends, again, for the 2nd time in this game, find themselves inside the 5-yard line against a stout Birmingham defense.
It's only given up 4.5 points a game in the 2 games combined. Flag flies. It's going to back them up 5.
False start. Offense number 13. It's a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Monte Crockett, wide receiver, who had a catch earlier, guilty there.
And really, it's kind of the same thing. They have looked very sharp. But once they have gotten inside the 5-yard line, it's been miscues. I think it was Crockett, the one who, it was either him or Sims that messed up the first time they were there, going in motion and trying to throw a screen pass. And again, the offense just not on the same page when they get in a scoring position.
Sims out of the gun on 3rd and goal. Sims. Catch is made inside of the 5 to the 3. James Quick brings up 4th and goal. Brown, Beniquez Brown on the tackle. Do you kick it or go for it again here, Arch?
I think you have to kick this. I know it's tempting to go for it, but you have done nothing as an offense to have any confidence to think that you're going to be able to punch this in on the 3-yard line. You've been down here 2 times, and twice now the iron has stuffed your offense. So get your 3 points out of this and get something positive and something good to show for it.
You see the particulars there on Younghoe Koo, who had the first points in Alliance League history in week 1 in their loss against Orlando. Had 2 field goals in that game, and timeout was taken.
Snap. Atlanta.
Kevin Coyle raced down, got the timeout. How about these wheels?
Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of wondering why he called the timeout right there, unless that for some reason.
Second thoughts?
You second guess it and maybe think you'd rather go for it, but even if the play clock is running short, you would still think that you're able to kick the field goal, or you didn't have your personnel, but
yeah,
kind of a curious use of a timeout in that situation.
Well, Koo trots back out. So they're going to line up for a 21-yard attempt. 4 of 4 on the season is the product of Georgia Southern. 4 games. The Chargers last season he kicked. The punter, Nizelek. The hold, and Koo is true, and he's 5 for 5. And Atlanta has drawn first blood. They're on top 3-0 with 14:08 remaining in the first half. Well, now there's another reason to root for a high-scoring game. For every touchdown scored in every game this month, the Alliance will donate $1,000 to Team Rubicon, a veteran-led nonprofit that helps communities recover after a natural disaster. Great cause. We're in full support of that. Good look at the field here at Georgia State Stadium. Tim Lewis's guys, they've been backed up twice. They've given up only 3 points in Atlanta's 2 drives, and it both look pretty good.
Absolutely, but only 3 points.
Yeah.
And for Birmingham, really first 2 carries of the game, Trent Richardson looked like he was tough to tackle. Now the passing game went absolutely nowhere, but it was a critical first down here for the Iron, especially to try and give that defense a bit of rest.
Yeah, they need to, no question about it. Perez 1 of 3 throwing it, puts it into the stomach of Trent Richardson, and T.J. Barnes clogging it up. How about 6'6" and 380 arch? Oh, man.
Gregor Clegane in the lineup for the Legends, and man, 6'6", and you already said it, 380 pounds, and he can move. And you look at it and you say to yourself, there's got to be a place in the National Football League with a man that big and a guy that can move, and he was a guy that this offensive staff pointed out to. We're going to have some problems trying to move him out of the way.
Yeah, they were quick to that. Perez flagged down back behind the play. Catch was made on the far sideline by Quentin Patton, but as I mentioned, there is a flag. Donatello Brown forced him out of bounds.
Boy, I love the anticipation of Perez.
Illegal use of hands. Hands to the face. Defense, number 94. 5-yard penalty at it. First down.
It's on Tavares Barnes, the guilty one there, the product of Clemson.
Now watch the window that Perez throws this ball in, the anticipation at which he throws it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable job of knowing exactly where to throw that ball and allowing his receiver, Quentin Patton, to get behind that linebacker and put the ball in a perfect place.
Well, Steve Logan said one of the things he told us last night was they want to see Perez get into the second and third levels more than he has. Hasn't thrown a touchdown, hasn't thrown a pick. Backside pressure, steps out of it, and he just missed on that pass there. As J.T. Jones applied the pressure there, was looking for Patton.
Yeah, a little bit too deep of a drop as this play develops, and because of the depth of the drop, you see the left tackle, Brandon Green, he's trying to run the defensive end up the field. And because Perez drifts a little bit, that allows the defensive end, instead of Perez being able to step up, that allows the pressure to get there, and Perez can't get the ball out of his hands in time to make an accurate pass.
3 wide here, but instead the delay. Richardson greeted, might have got a half a yard there, but he was greeted immediately by that front from Atlanta that's big and stout, led by J.T. Jones, the former Miami, Ohio Red Hawk.
I love number 50. Watch how Jeff Luke, the inside linebacker, gets off of the block from the center. Just pushes him out of the way, bench presses J.C. Hassenauer out of the way, gets off the block and makes the play. Great job inside by the inside linebacker Luke.
3rd and 10. Birmingham last week 7 for 16 in their win against Salt Lake. Big one here. Stepping up Perez. Nobody open. Checks off. Still nobody open. Now flings and finds the open man. And they get it into the hands of Paul by Tyson Graham.
Well, great eyes from Luis Perez. Nobody is open downfield, and he resists the urge to take off and run with the ball. He waits, and that's what allows his receiver, number 10, Tobias Palmer, to uncover in the middle of the field. Does a great job of staying patient, not running too fast, and keeping your eyes downfield for the big play down the field.
That'll make the offensive coordinator, Steve Logan, smile. That's what he wants to see out of his young quarterback. Now it goes into the end zone, but airmails that one. 2nd and 10 upcoming. The intended target was Damian Washington. Swan on the coverage.
I think when we talk about the iron, they thought that coming into this game that they would be able to attack the Legends secondary. Let's remember Desmond Lawrence and Doran Grant, two starting corners for the Legends, are inactive today, and they're because of injury. And so they felt like because of the injury situation at cornerback that they'd be able to attack them and test them in that part of the field.
A delay here, and it's Ladarius Perkins. Nice job by Atlanta up front, blowing that play up. Tyson Graham finished it off. So 3rd down coming up here now, 3rd and long.
Well, starts out as a blitz. Jeff Luke one-on-one in the hole, and initially a really good job of avoiding contact. But we talked about the safeties, both Ed Reynolds and Tyson Graham, and their ability to play down low like a linebacker. That time Graham just replaced right up inside, and he was able to get the ball carrier to the ground.
3rd and 11. The iron 1 for 2 on 3rd down. Perez looking to throw it again. Got all kinds of time. Fires it. It's dropped. Beautiful job. Atlanta coming up with a big play. It was intended for Bray, but Ed Reynolds played his college ball at Stanford. Beautiful play there, Arch.
It really is. Perez is trying to fit this ball right inside the window, but that's exactly how you play it as a free safety. The corner is playing outside leverage because he knows he has help inside. Ed Reynolds takes a perfect angle, has perfect placement of his helmet, breaks up the pass. You cannot draw that up any better as a deep middle player at safety.
40-yard attempt here for Nick Novak, trying to tie the game, and Novak, he does just that. So each team with 3 on the board. 10:27 remaining in this 2nd quarter. Good operation there, and Novak ties things up here in Atlanta.
This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
For Luis Perez, not what they wanted, but they get 3 and tie things up. Coming up on the Alliance All Access Halftime Show, join Alex Flanagan, Rod Woodson, Sean O'Hara, and Cynthia Freeland. They'll get you caught up on everything Alliance related. Plus, Arch and I'll have first half highlights and stats here from Atlanta. Around the league we go here, Arch. And the Stallions, they get their first win, defeating previously undefeated Arizona. Orlando 3-0. Steve Spurrier's guys and the home teams 8-2 so far this season.
Yeah, we got to see a little bit of Zach Mettenberger action, and I thought that he looked pretty good when he came into the game and gave the offense something that they just didn't have in the form of a downfield passing attack.
Officially a 39-yard field goal for Novak, and we're tied at 3. Sims rolls, open man, wide open at the 45, and the catch made by Malachi Jones. Gain of 20. Campbell on the stop.
We're seeing a lot more rollout passing from Matt Sims and the Atlanta Legends, and I think that's to maybe try and get away from the pass rush. We talked about at the top of the show how good the front 4 is from Birmingham in getting to the quarterback, and so far I like the way Sims has played when he's been able to get outside the hash mark.
Here we go.
12 of 15 for 141 yards so far for Matt Sims.
Ready, set.
Trying to bring her on the end around, and that play is blown up as Irvin Phillips went nowhere. And Matthew Wells is having a game today. He's been all over the joint. Made the stop there, loss of 6.
Yeah, but this is a free player that goes right up the field, and that's who made the initial penetration.
Yep. That's Massaquoi.
Massaquoi goes right up the field. He makes Phillips with it do a little spin move, and then Matt Wells is just reading his key, and he's able to come up and replace.
So he just served it up like a pizza, in other words, right?
Serving it up like the old NBA Jam.
That's right. Akram Wadley in the backfield next to Sims. Sims checks off, dumps it off. Wadley's got it. And he gets it to the 45. They get some back. Max Redfield, hard-hitting player in that secondary, made the stop. Third down coming up. Wadley, 2 grabs for 22 yards. Kevin Coyle, head coach of the Atlanta Legends. What do they do here on 3rd and 10? Wadley remains in the game. They're 1 for 3 on third down conversions.
Let's go. Liz, Liz, Liz. Liz, Liz, Liz. Green 80. Green 80 set.
Sims flings it into space, and it's intercepted. Intercepted, taken away. And it's coming up with a football is Tocho. Jack Tocho coming up with a pick. Taylor may have got a piece of that, and what a great play there to come up with that pick.
Well, I love how Sims just let this ball rip. I mean, he lets this ball fly, and Phillips lets it hit him right in the face mask. I think it's pretty obvious that we all know that that ball needs to be caught, but boy, what a heads-up play from Tocho coming over it and making the acrobatic interception.
Woo! We're good, we're good.
Reaction of Tim Lewis.
You good? Come on now. Be strong.
Defensive guy, big time. Bray wanted to throw it. Juan Bray wanted to throw that. And did not get it away and just got what he could. He got about 3 there. He kept it. Second down coming up.
Yeah, well covered down the field in the iron, trying to work on a little bit of sudden change. Big turnover. Let's try and catch the defense off guard, but the Legends played some pretty good defense so far this year, especially in their secondary, something that we thought might be a weak point considering all the injuries that they've had at corner.
And is the 6th turnover
you got wide.
Forced by Birmingham this season. 2nd and 7. Perez gonna dump it off to Richardson, a little high. Good job by Richardson to elude one. Trying to break another one, held on to the footballs. He's gang tackled down. Tyson Graham leading the charge, just a pickup of 2. Third down coming up.
Well, he's done it again. He's so good at making that first defender miss, and coming into this game, in his first 2 games of the year, he has forced 14 missed tackles, which leads the Alliance. So whether they get him the ball in space or he's running inside between the tackles, he has had that knack of making that first player miss.
And that first player that time was Carlos Merritt. 3rd and 5. 6:40 to go in the first half.
Now these stacks, watch the crossing routes. Over the middle for Perez.
Luis Perez. There it is, Arch, and it's dropped. That was a first down and then some. Quentin Patton had it and just simply dropped it.
Boy, we've seen a lot of this all across the league. Receivers dropping sure passes. Number 11, simple in cut, and the ball is right on him, right in his chest, and he misses it. You've got to be able to convert those plays and keep your offense on the field.
Yep. Schmidt on to punt. Fair catch called for by Irvin Phillips. Schmidt's 10th punt of the season. This one 47 yards, was averaging 42.4 per punt coming in. The Alliance of American Football app is #1 in both the Google and Apple stores. And if you download it now, there are all sorts of Easter eggs hidden in it. Let's take a look.
For the the first time in the history of pro sports, here's the app as fast as every player in the game. The Alliance app delivers revolutionary technology, real-time play-by-play gaming, instant interactivity. Truly a game changer. Get the Alliance app today. Live predictive gaming at full speed. Call the plays. Unprecedented and at your fingertips. Available on the App Store and Google Play.
In an era of online retail where everything is just a few clicks away, buying a car should be no different. That's why at Carvana, you can buy a car 100% online. We made it easy to browse, view, and buy from over 10,000 cars. You can even trade in your old car, all while binge-watching your favorite TV show. Afterwards, we'll deliver your car to you. Or you can pick it up from one of our car vending machines. Either way, your car comes with a 7-day return policy. So grab a seat, relax in your comfy pants, and enjoy the new way to buy a car at Carvana.
Play in this first half here from Georgia State Stadium. Kevin Coyle's team, they scored first. Birmingham tied it up a couple of possessions ago. And now Matt Sims back on the field as Akram Wadley's the deep back.
So I just checked it down the Trent.
Wadley broke through, picks up a couple. Let's go down to John Schriffen for an injury update. Schriff.
Well, guys, we saw right tackle John Kling get carted off the field earlier in that first quarter. It is a left ankle injury. The concern is that that ankle could be broken. He is out for the rest of that game. His backup, Trey Moxley, I noticed, went over to the trainer's table before that last drive and actually had his left ankle taped up as well. So that's something to look out for, guys.
Good stuff, John. Thanks. Moxley's been dealing with a head injury as well, on top of what Schriff mentioned there as well with his ankle. 2nd and 7. Matt Sims looking downfield, checks off, nobody open. Sims to the sideline and incomplete. Devin Taylor applied the pressure, and there's a flag down back at the 5-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 53. Punishing the with the weight of his body. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, apparently too much pressure applied, Arch.
We'll have to see this one. At initial glance, I didn't love this call.
No.
And that one to me is pretty soft, Ben. Pretty soft, Ben.